What was the first animated film you were obsessed with?
So I grew up obsessed with Disney's Beauty and the Beast. Mostly it was because Belle looked like me. She had long dark brown hair and her big ball gown at the end of the movie was yellow, and my favorite color is and was yellow when I was growing up. I loved that her superpower was her brain and her kindness and her ability to see beyond what somebody looked like. And I was also obsessed with the music, which was obviously by Alan Menken, who also did the music for this movie, which was such a pinch me moment for me. It was also the first Broadway show I ever saw, so it kind of made me fall in love with theater and Broadway, which is now my job, which is pretty cool.
No, it was really with the help of Michael Cosrin, Alan Menken, Glenn Slater, and Chris Montan. And obviously our amazing sound engineer and editor, Frank Wolf, who really helped me figure out how to be 14 vocally, because I'm not. And I've always been told that I had a mature singing voice for my age. I remember auditioning for School of Rock on Broadway when I was 14. And they were like, you sound like an adult, like you can't do that. And it made sense. But it was a struggle to find that very nasally, youthful sound that I kind of have never had as a singer. And that came with a lot of straight tone versus vibrato, and I was really, really thankful to Michael Cosrin for being so patient with me as I figured that out. And then I also brought it to my vocal coach, Joan Lader, who really, really helped me figure out how to sustain that, because Jennifer and I were talking before that the straight tone on those high notes is very difficult, no matter how skilled of a vocalist you are. Yeah. And so that was a lot of work and cultivating that sound. So thank you. Yeah. Most certainly, A Boy Like That, I Have a Love in West Side Story.
A Boy Like That?
In the brother, yep. Mostly I Have a Love. It was completely sung live on the soundstage.
Wow.
And if you watch the movie, it is through snot and tears.
Wow.
And it is beautiful. And we had a crew of, it was, Steven Spielberg's crew they're people he's worked with forever. The same cinematographer, focus operator, camera operators, they're all there. None of them were really musical guys. And I will never forget finishing that number and then them saying, okay, I think we can move on to the next thing, standing up, and Mark Spaeth, who was one of the focus operators for ACAM, wiping tears and going, thank you guys. And it was
when
so
you get
beautiful.
The crew,
oh,
when
yeah.
you get the crew, you've done something.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be sure, because I can
Oh, yeah.
That day, so
that was my first song on that set.
Wow.
Yeah, that was
Oh
my first
God.
week working.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
And when you get the crew, you've done something.
It.
Yeah,
It
when
was
you get the crew,
beautiful.
you've done something. They are giving me the rap again. Congratulations
Thanks
to you,
so
ladies.
much.
So
Thank
nice.
you.
You're the monsters right now.
I had no idea about that either.
It's really cool. Can you share how you got involved with the movie and what those early discussions looked like for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I had just wrapped West Side Story October of 2019. And then a few months later, in January of 2020, I had gotten the call from my animation agents that this movie had been interested in me jumping on to just do scratch vocals for Alan Menken, and that I would be working very closely with his very close confidant, Michael Cosrin. And so I kind of had an at-home booth situation set up because the pandemic was starting to rage. And so in my attic, I had a makeshift ISO booth and worked with Michael and Chris Montan and everybody at Skydance, including Vicki Jensen. And we all just kind of made what I consider a little EP of Alan Menken music for Spellbound, and it wasn't really until mid 2021 that I actually got the offer to play Ellian in the movie. But
must have been so exciting.
it was very exciting because I really wanted it. It was one of those things like doing the music all the time, and then I would go downstairs because my whole family was obviously home because it was the pandemic.
Right.
And I would go downstairs and be like, I hope I get that job. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
But being a part of something like that in general, with being part of like Alan Menken's experimental phase on something is such an honor.
Whoa.
I can't character.
We met 30 minutes ago.
We met 30 minutes ago, and we're best friends now.
Yes, it's true.
I love that. I love that.
I mean, for me right now, it's being able to do the play and every time anything feels any sort of out of sorts, I get on that stage and I let it rip.
There you go.
And it's really, really a wonderful outlet. So.
It's where we.
What drew you to playing Ellian?
I love her resilience. I feel like growing up as a teenager in Hollywood was really hard. I started doing movies when I was 17 years old. You have to grow up really fast, and that was something that I was able to bring to the table with Ellian. But also, throughout the film, she learns that she's not really fine, and it's really, really cool for people to admit that they need help and that they're not okay. I really love that about her, that she figures out how to admit that she needs a little more help.
What was your first impression of Princess Ellian?
I originally signed on to do what's called scratch vocals for the movie. Vicki Jensen, our director, got on the phone with me with our producers and showed me concept art. So it wasn't really her final form. And when they put that first image out, I was really, really happy with how much she looked like me and how much she kind of looked like my sister, because my sister got curly hair. I got straight hair. She got curly hair. So she was very excited that this character looked like her too.
If Bill Clinton was so wrong, it became a slasher film.
Yes. And it is